What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video from beautiful Mexico City. Now, a lot of people associate Mexico City with traffic, noise, crowds. Well, I'm here on Rio Nazas, and I'll put up on Google Maps where I am, but I'm starting the day with a chill morning coffee here at Cafe Bondi Cafe. So far, I'm very impressed with the coffee. They have gelato as well. So I don't know really what I'm getting into today, guys. I'm just going to take you along on the journey. Kind of mostly impromptu day here in Mexico City, and just going to share with you my eats, my coffee. But this coffee is from Chiapas, and it is absolutely delicious. The staff is super friendly so far, so yeah, I'm pretty stoked on this place. I think it's like 57 pesos for an Americano. You got a good vibe here, a really unique kind of area. I'll show you guys that there's actually some other seating areas throughout, which is kind of cool. It's kind of like a little labyrinth. And so we got some seating options all the way back here as well. Kind of a quiet work area, so I'm a big fan of this spot. Nice big clean restrooms as well, which is important in the morning. And fresh croissants and pastries if you're into that. They also have like baguettes with queso, jamon, things like that, like simple light breakfast. So yeah, guys, I'm gonna start out the day here, get a little bit Java wasted. Salud. See you guys on the streets of Mexico City. So guys, day one of eating here in Mexico City was fantastic. I hit Los Cuñados, Taqueria Los Cuñados. I hit Dal Bistro, my favorite Korean food, quite possibly in all the world. And then I also hit El Gato Volador on Álvaro Obregón that never closes. 15 peso tacos, 20 pesos with cheese. Fantastic. I'll link that video below if you haven't seen it. Yesterday, I decided to take some serious risk. And I hired a motorcycle through InDrive to take me to Tepito, also known as El Barrio Bravo. And I have to say it did not end well. And I'm on the fence about even uploading that video. I take a lot of risk for this channel. It's a lot of travel, a lot of sacrifice. I've sacrificed having a stable career. I travel all the time, but I love what I do. I honestly couldn't imagine a different life. And so I think I will upload that video, but probably when I leave Mexico City. So keep that in mind, guys, that all of the Mexico City videos might not be in order. And I had a wild day yesterday. Luckily, I was able to sleep decently and get some rest after that, but it was a lot of stimulation, and I don't want to, no spoilers, but it did not end well, and it ended even worse, unfortunately, for the kid I hired who was driving the motorcycle. So, long story there. Video should be coming. Anyway, guys, I'm a little limited on what I can say, especially while I'm still in Mexico City, but it was a wild day, I'll say that, and I have earned this coffee a few times over. Alright guys, I've been loitering at this coffee shop for a while. Their coffee's fantastic. I actually just treated myself to a matcha latte as well. I like how it matches the color of the table. The staff here is super friendly. Darinka and hey, what's up, guys? You guys quieren decir hola a todo el mundo de YouTube? ¿Está bien? ¿O no? Yeah? Aquí tenemos Darinka.
Hola.
Hola, hola. And
Hola.
un gustazo. Gracias, chicos. They're taking really good care of me here, guys. It's been a really fun morning. I'm just kind of doing some work here in the cafe. Highly recommend. I'll put up on Google Maps exactly where we are. Fun fact, they also have gelato. Mira. So really they have it all, guys. Matcha, coffee, gelato, baguettes with jamon. They've got croissants. They've got to-go items right here as well. They've even got kombucha. So fantastic. Gracias, chicos. All right, my friends, so the plan for the day is slowly evolving and coming together. As promised, I'm going to take you through a couple different neighborhoods today. I mentioned La Roma Norte. We're going to walk through the most expensive, bougiest part of La Roma, and then we're going to head all the way over to Doctores and see how things are over there. There's been some tension, some protests, some graffiti. Certain things have been closed. So this will just be a POV update for you guys to see. I'm starting off here in La Reforma, and I'm walking all the way. Ooh, bread. I'm walking all the way to a couple of the different plazas in La Roma. And so the first major stop will be Plaza de Janeiro, Rio de Janeiro. And that's one of the bougiest parts of La Roma. There's a lot of good restaurants, a lot of great bars, mixology, and just a vibe over there. I was over there last night, and I wish I had my camera with me. It was beautiful. So I might hit some food. I haven't eaten yet today, and it's almost noon. I've just been a busy guy, doing some stuff with the investments, guys. If you guys want another investment live stream or something like that, just type in investment in the comments if you want to know kind of what moves I've been making. And otherwise, guys, without further ado, let's go check out La Roma Norte, Doctores, and everything in between on the way. We'll probably walk right by Ángel de la Independencia. I got some fantastic photos of that last night. I'll throw those up on the screen right there for your viewing pleasure. Mexico City is just such a visually pleasing, beautiful place. The smells, the sights, the sounds, and my goal here with this video is to just take you along with me so you can have the same experience. See the city through my eyes. And I did eat at one of my old places, my old stomping grounds. It's a local spot. They do pretty much all caldos de gallina. So I had a chicken soup with pierna. Unfortunately, even that place is getting gentrified. You always hate when you go back to one of your old places you haven't been to for a year and a half, and there's stickers over the old prices, and that's when you know, oh man, price of a chicken soup has gone up in La Roma. It used to be just such a gem. I think beers were 35 pesos still as recently as August of 2024. And a chicken soup was like 50 or 60. Still very affordable for that area. I might show that later in this video because I'll be over in that area. And the quality of the food. When you want a chicken soup on a cold day in Mexico City, this is the spot. So I'll try to take you there and show you that. But listen to how quiet it is here in La Reforma on a Monday. That's one thing I love about this neighborhood and why I stay in this neighborhood a lot of times when I'm in Mexico City. I like to visit La Roma. I like to visit La Condesa. But as far as just living in a quiet neighborhood, back in La Reforma, also on the map you'll see Colonia Cuauhtemoc. And I think there's a lot of good food. I've already shown one of those spots, Taqueria Los Cuñados. And they have fantastic tacos de cabeza, flautas, empanadas, and you have all the finer dining on Rio Lerma. And so you've really got a mix of everything in La Reforma, and it's also very quiet for how close you are to everything. So now you know. Anyway, guys, I'm going to take you on this journey, and I won't do too much talking from here on out. I'll just kind of show you the sights and sounds. If you appreciate this style video, please let me know by just typing vlog in the comments below. And as always, guys, just smash that like button. Please do subscribe if you haven't already. It means the world to me. Vamanos. So my friends, a big part of this video is to just show you the changes in the last year or two. If you haven't been to Mexico City for a while and you're planning a trip down, it would be a good idea to show you guys kind of what to expect when you get down here. If you're not wanting too many surprises and you want to kind of know what the vibe is, a lot can change in a year. I spent a little while here, about a year and 3 months ago. I was here in August and September, part of October, and even December. And one of the biggest changes, and it's kind of sad and depressing, is you used to be able to walk right up to the Ángel de la Independencia and take photos, go up the stairs. That has been completely blocked off. As you can see here, there's just this giant wall around it. And gracias. Pues más al rato. Gracias, jefe. Échale ganas. Super amable. Yeah, que le vaya bien. Gracias. So you can see, guys, the wall here, and it just gives like an almost apocalyptic vibe when you see something like that. Quite possibly the most beloved icon of Mexico City is basically off limits and being protected from damage. And you know, also, guys, it's the same deal with Palacio de las Bellas Artes. I'm going to try to go over to the historic center in the next video and show you the situation over on the Francisco Madero, Casa de los Azulejos, Torre Latinoamericana, and Palacio de Bellas Artes. Spoiler alert, Palacio de Bellas Artes is also closed off and completely fenced off. So this is reminding me eerily of my home city of Portland, Oregon. There were a lot of protests and riots, especially during the global health crisis, and a lot of tension that kind of continued on after that. And this is kind of how a lot of the government buildings were cordoned off, and a lot of areas were just taken away, basically. So now we really, we're gonna cross here and head over to La Roma momentarily. Maybe grab some street food or a bite to eat, maybe even some pizza to go. I'm gonna go meet up with a friend of mine, so it might be nice to show up with some pizza. But you can see why I stay over in that part of La Reforma. There's way more traffic over here, a lot more smoke and exhaust and noise, motorcycle noise, hustle and bustle. So also another thing I noticed last night, unfortunately, was the amount of graffiti, and there were some pretty negative things, and some beautiful buildings that have been basically vandalized with graffiti. I can understand every angle of the tensions and the disgust with the gentrification, the rent prices. I can totally understand that, but I don't think that damaging your own city is the answer. That's what happened in Portland, is you saw a lot of plywood going up, and even places like the Nike store finally just closed down. And you can see here across the way, this place is all boarded up with plywood. So kind of an eerie feeling right there. And the graffiti was something that, you know, some of it is the right message. It's you know, on historic buildings in La Roma, and it's kind of sad to see that damage to those buildings. But yeah, phrases like techo es un derecho, you know, a roof over your head is a right. I totally get that. Unfortunately, there were no limits put on short-term rentals. There were no rent increase caps. You know, and I think that's something that the local government needs to take care of and address. And for whatever reason, that was not handled well. As far as capping off rent raises, I mean, 40,000 pesos for an apartment is insane, and there's apartments that are much more than even in that. So it's been kind of a disaster as far as the gentrification and the rent raises. And that actually might be an understatement, realistically. Voy corriendo. So down here now on Londres. There's also one of my favorite kind of gadget and camera shops I might hit up at some point today. I don't think they carry DJI products like the actual Action 5 cameras, but I want to see if they have any of the new DJI drones like the Mini 4. I don't want to make Dronaldo jealous, my Mini 3, but Mini 4 looks pretty cool. 99 peso breakfast, that's a steal. All right, my friends, I had to call an audible as I sometimes do. My friend Juan actually came and picked me up, so I'll continue with the neighborhood tour in a little bit. I'm over at his business, Salon, Kohiba, fantastic place for karaoke, Fridays and Saturday, Thursdays and Fridays for sure. I think they have live music as well sometimes on the weekends. But guys, I had to try this torta. Se llama tortas reales. And I got this como puerco empanizado, como se llama Tatiana, ¿verdad? Milanesa con pierna y quesillo. So I had to spice it up with some jalapenos, guys. Delicious for 66 pesos. 66 vale, ¿verdad? So in the land of, 300 peso gentrified meals in La Roma, come over here to Doctores para comer bien, mira. Bursting with flavor, guys. It's almost 3 p.m. and this is my first food of the day. I've just been a busy guy catching up with my old buddy Juan, but now you know, guys. As always, I'll put this spot up on Google Maps, but I think it's a hidden gem. If you're really hungry, you can get the Cubana. I might also get a Cubana just to show that. Plus, I'm starving. The Cubana has everything.
Paola, no.
2 for 170 or 90 pesos for the Cubana. Ever since I was a teenager in Key West, Florida, I've always been on the hunt for the best Cubana, so I think I'm going to try that as well, guys. I had to bring you the value, then in a little bit I'm going to show you Salon Kohiba. You can have cigars in there, brandy, watch live Cuban music. It's a really cool spot, so we'll peep that in a minute. I got to wreck this sandwich first, this torta real. So guys, it's lunchtime. This place is starting to actually fill up. You can see the size of this milanesa. It's actually so big that it's sticking out of the torta. Breaded pork, absolutely fantastic. And I think my favorite part is the texture of the bread. It's super light. It's got a little crunch to it. Just really, really nice textures here. There's some avocado and tomato on there as well. Happy Rope Monster, guys. This is a cool spot for sure. And I think I'm gonna get that Cubana just for research purposes as well. Okay guys, definitely come pay Mark a visit here at Ricas Tortas Reales. Gracias chicos, gracias Mark. Nos vemos, cuídense muchísimo. Ciao. All right guys, fantastic experience sitting there sharing stories. A lot of you ask me, hey Rope Monster, how did you learn Spanish? Well, I never get my food to go. I sit right there, I talk with locals, I talk with people passing through, I talk with the owners, of course, all in Spanish. That's how I stay polished on the Spanish. Otherwise, it would get pretty sloppy if I just hung out with a bunch of native English speakers. You gotta speak with the locals, gotta speak with the native Spanish speakers, eat some good food, trust me on that one. All right, guys, time to go into Salon Kohiba. The sun is coming out, life is good today. Thank you all for being here in this kind of impromptu vlog style video. Appreciate each and every one of you. Mini Super Brewery. Ooh, se ve peligrosa esa tienda. All right guys, Salon Kohiba. Aquí estamos en Doctores. And guys, we'll talk with Juan in a little bit, my good friend and the owner here. about the events, upcoming events. But if you're coming to Mexico City and you want like a laid-back karaoke spot with reasonably priced drinks, not too far from La Roma Norte. This is walkable from La Roma. Way more affordable, way more fun. Cuban bar, you can have a cigar here, Nicaraguan or a Cuban or something like that. I'll show you guys the front of this spot. I've had many a good night here at Salon Kohiba. You can see it right there, Salon Kohiba. This place is a vibe, guys. Hola Juan, ¿qué tal hermano? ¿Todo bien?
Amigo!
Gusto verte. Hablamos más al rato, ¿eh?
Claro que sí.
Okay. Alright guys. When you come in here, you're family basically. You got all the Cuban arts. This place is a vibe. Alright guys, so here's the karaoke stage. Amazing sound system and setup they have here for karaoke. Many a good times have been had right here. Christmas is coming up, such a vibe. So if you're looking for a karaoke spot in Mexico City that has reasonably priced drinks, look no further. I'll show you the menu here in just a moment so you can get an idea of what I'm talking about. But this is maybe a 10-minute walk from La Roma Norte, from Pushkin, from the park there that divides La Roma and Doctores. So please do come over here and pay Juan a visit. I'm going to interview him here in just a moment so he can fill us in on upcoming events and deals and things like that. So guys, you can still get a 50 peso Corona or Victoria here. It's almost like going back in time. A lot of places in La Roma are up to 70, 80, or even 90 peso beers. They've got really good affordable soups. Un caldo de camarón, 95 pesos, guys. So, I mean, imagine grabbing yourself a beer and a nice caldo de camarón and being out of here for $7 US. You get some live music a lot of the time as well. It's a fantastic spot. Also, to recover from a mean hangover. I don't drink too much these days, but back in the day, guys, I'd come in here and get one of these soups and maybe a beer, a little hair of the dog, and be all fixed up with one of these caldos. So I highly recommend that combo, like a Corona and a caldo de camarón if you're into that. Or you can get the jugo de carne, sopa de cebolla, something like that. All right, guys, so here I am with Juan, the one, the only, my good buddy. Hola, amigo.
Hola, ¿cómo
Hola de
estás?
nuevo, un gusto verte de nuevo.
El gusto es mío.
Gracias. Bueno, una pregunta, ¿cuándo vamos a cantar?
Aquí se puede cantar toda la vida y estamos de lunes a viernes a partir de la 1 de la tarde hasta que el cuerpo aguante.
Ok, son los jueves, los viernes.
De lunes a viernes.
De lunes a viernes.
De lunes a
¿En
viernes
serio?
estamos aquí.
O sea, te puedo grabar, entonces vas a cantarnos algo.
Cantamos más tarde, con todo gusto, claro que sí.
Okay, excelente. So guys, now you know, come visit Juan. This guy is a gentleman and a scholar, good buddy of mine for a long time now. And pues tienen los mejores precios de las cervezas, tragos.
Sí, como no,
todo.
claro que sí, de aquí en la zona.
¿Y tienen alguna promoción ahora de comida, de bebidas?
Sí, siempre tenemos nuestras promociones. Bueno, ahora es diciembre, mes de festejos y eventos, por lo cual tenemos nada más un paquete navideño.
Okay, un paquete navideño. So Christmas package. You got to come here to find out what that actually is, though, guys. You won't be disappointed. Drop my name, say hi to Juan on my behalf. Have yourself a beer, have a michelada, tal vez un trago. Hacen margaritas de maracuyá.
Mojitos.
Mojitos.
Cubanos.
Somos cubanos acá, mojito mejor. So, ¿cuándo empezaste con el tema? ¿Por qué cubano? ¿Por qué ese tema?
¿Por qué cubano? Porque contrato mucho artista, yo traigo, como tú sabrás, traigo mucho artista de Cuba, soy empresario también y los traemos directamente. Estos vinieron desde Cuba en 2005, 2010, 11, hemos traído varias orquestas, varias organizaciones musicales y pues todavía estamos para dar.
Awesome. So Juan loves Cuban music, Cuban culture. Tabacos también tiene, cigarros.
Sí.
Tiene tabaco y ron, que no hace falta. So, o sea, ¿tiene marca Kohiba?
Kohiba.
Kohiba también nicaragüenses.
Nicaragüenses de vez en cuando.
De vez en
siempre,
cuando.
más cubano.
So guys, if you're cigar fanatics, you like rum, you like live Cuban music, you like good vibes and good prices on drinks, and you're in the La Roma Norte area, this is your spot for sure. I've got a beer in there waiting for me on the table, and I guess we're gonna sing. Vamos a cantar un ratito, relajarnos un rato. This is where I come to kind of unwind in Mexico City if I want to get away from the hustle and bustle. Si no quiero andar en la Roma con mucha gente, con como mucho movimiento.
Tienes mucha razón, aquí está muy tranquilo.
Sí.
Es una zona muy amable, muy rica. Estamos enfrente de la Fiscalía General de la República. Estamos muy bien cuidados.
Y todavía se siente como Ciudad de México, Chilangolandia real acá. No está demasiado gentrificado acá, ¿verdad? It's como perfect balance. So guys, anyway, there you have it. I'm gonna go hang out with Juan for a while. We're gonna have a good time. I will be filming La Roma Norte at night in this video after this. So I'll see you guys in La Roma. Vamanos.
Sure.
All right, guys, I easily just passed over 2 hours there with Juan at Salon Kohiba. I had a great time. Had a really good meal, soup, some chicken breast, really good salad. But it's time to press on. I promised you guys I would show you La Roma. So I'm heading toward Plaza Rio de Janeiro, and I'll start that portion of the video over there. I'm a little tired, guys. Where I'm staying, there's a bunch of barking, like high-pitched barking dogs, and I don't know where it's coming from because I can only hear it like within the building, the courtyard. So I didn't sleep all that well, but you know me, I'm gonna get you guys a video anyway. So here we go. I'm basically heading out of Doctores back toward La Roma right now. All right, my friends, we have made it to one of my favorite parts of one of my favorite neighborhoods in all of Mexico City, La Roma, and we are here in front of Parque Rio de Janeiro. And so there's a rich history here, guys, in La Roma. This park was actually designed, and a lot of these buildings were built during the Porfirian era of Mexico City when Porfirio Diaz was president. And this was probably the most ambitious of the neighborhoods. And you can see these European style buildings, a lot of influence from Rome, of course. I'm going to show you the park. The park itself is being revamped, so if you're coming down here and thinking about exploring this area, I just want to let you guys kind of know what to expect here. But this park was a big part of representation of this neighborhood during a time of rapid modernization in Mexico. And so there's a rich history here. There's a lot of French influence here as well. So if you're an architecture fan, you like art, like European style neighborhoods and buildings, this is like a wonderland here. A lot of these buildings are well over 100 years old. So by the 20s and 30s, this park was basically the heart of a bustling, modern, upscale neighborhood in Mexico City. So this has always been meant to be an upscale neighborhood. Obviously things have changed drastically recently. Rents have skyrocketed. You can see, guys, all these pavers have been taken up. The fountain is dry. Usually this is a place for beautiful photo ops, especially on a sunny day. With the fountain in full force. If you guys look this up on chat or Google, you'll see this beautiful fountain in action, but unfortunately right now this is what we're looking like. It's still beautiful in its own way, and there's such a rich history here. And I guess this statue, I believe this statue was actually not here back in the 20s and 30s. This was built in the 70s, if I'm not mistaken. The David statue there right behind me, I think that was actually built in the 70s. But the layout of this park hasn't really changed for, I think, over 100 years, or about 100 years. So a really interesting place to start this POV journey throughout La Roma. La Roma has a lot to offer as far as dining, cervecerias, really good restaurants, and just a pleasant neighborhood to come walk around in. Even if you don't live over here, I'm staying in La Reforma right now, which is a little more quiet, a little more laid back, at least back in my part of Reforma. But when I want to go for an evening stroll, this is where I come. If I want a good pizza, I can go to Cancino, or I can go to Roma Pizza over by Fuente Cibeles. So really there's a lot of ground to cover, guys. If you want to come on this POV tour of La Roma, I could easily film a solid 45 minutes showing kind of all the different architecture and just let you guys be on this walk with me. Now these apartments are very expensive these days, but this was always meant to be an upscale neighborhood from its early beginnings and design in the Porfirian era of Mexico. Mexico has a rich history, guys. It's well worth looking this stuff up. We don't have to go to university anymore to study this stuff. You can go on ChatGPT and look up the history of each one of these neighborhoods. We're here at Plaza Rio Janeiro, and you can see some of these buildings have been well taken care of. Unfortunately, a few of them have graffiti on them now. That's it's really unfortunate. We're here on Orizaba now. We're gonna work our way deep into the heart of La Roma over to Alvaro Obregón. I'm also gonna show you guys one of my favorite cervecerias and one of my favorite local spots to eat. Unfortunately, even this local spot has been a little bit gentrified. I actually had to wait there in line last night to eat, but it's still well worth it. El Desconocido. You can see a lot of these places are very inviting, very well done as far as these clubs, restaurants, and the Roma neighborhood is just coming to life. A lot of these bars and restaurants are just now setting up their chairs and tables, and it's 6 p.m. This is a very pleasant neighborhood. It's very popular amongst expats for a reason. So this is all very visually pleasing. As you can hear, there's sirens, there's traffic noise, there's a hustle and bustle of the city. But the murals and the architecture and the trees, the shade, one of the reasons that Mexico City is really one of the wonders of the world as far as cities. And the congestion comes and goes, guys. I know some of you are wondering about the smog and the air pollution. When it's cloudy like today, when there's low cloud cover, you end up with a lot more smog, and you can really feel it if you're not used to this. So we're coming up on one of my favorite breweries right here on Orizaba and Tabasco. And it's called Brew. And I might have misspoken. I don't think it's actually a brewery, but they do have draft craft beers. So I might grab a beer here in a little bit. Hold on, hermano. ¿Qué tal? But yeah, I'll show the spot real quick, guys. Brew. So guys, a craft brew right here, the Monopolio, will cost you either 100 for the lager or 105 pesos for the IPA, so about $5 for La Roma. That's not terrible. It's still better than most US and Canadian prices for a good solid IPA. They also have stuff from Allende, but they do not have anything on draft right now. It's all bottle. But still, Good place, good ambiance here. Great people watching to chill right here. A lot of times during the day, there's some really good street performers who play on this corner as well. So that's a little bit of bonus, a little pro tip right there. I'm gonna switch the camera to super night mode now because it is after sunset. So I will see you guys in a moment in super night mode with my IPA. Let's do this. Gracias, hermano. Alright guys, you get parched on these 30,000 step days, so cheers, salud. Oh man, that's good. I haven't had an IPA in a while. That's fantastic guys. The Monopolio, definitely try this if you're coming to La Roma. Brew, now you know baby. Mira guys, I'm here con Mauro. Gracias Mauro. ¿Quieres decir hola a tus amigos, tu familia?
Sí, saludos a mis amigos de Venezuela,
Eso.
México, a todos. Un gusto, un placer.
Viva Venezuela. Gracias, canal. Un gustazo. Yeah. This guy is the man. Come visit Mauro, sin duda. He's been here 6 months. He pours a good beer. Ask me how I know. Gracias, hermano. So guys, and a shout out is in order to Mel Coker. Thank you, Mel. I was sitting here just about to order a beer and I saw your super thanks. Thank you guys so much. Super generous. Thank you guys for supporting the channel. And I have to say, salud, viva Mexico, and thank you Mel and family. Appreciate you guys very much. Thanks. All right guys, service there at Brew, 10 out of 10. The beer, gracias, nos vemos. The service, the beer, 10 out of 10. The people watching, 11 out of 10. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. Wow, it's a little chilly for IPAs, I gotta say, but it was worth it. Now this is what I'm talking about though. Unfortunately, you can definitely see some of the defacing of these historic buildings. I get the points, you know, I get this. El techo es un derecho, I get that. But yeah, it's a little harsh, and yo sí hablo el español. So it's a little unfortunate that you know, this stuff has to be written on the historic buildings that have been here long before the people who defaced them and wrote that stuff. That's kind of sad, but I also get the sentiment at the same time. So anyway guys, moving on. This is Álvaro Obregón. Beautiful, amazing street with restaurants, clubs, bars, ice cream, cafes, everything you could ask for. So we're actually going to press on. I think I'm going to show you guys where I used to live on Guanajuato and show you where I used to get caldos de gallina, my favorite chicken soup spot. Because let's face it guys, La Roma has... For those of you who know, that's the sound of camote. It's the camotes, ¿verdad? Se me hizo agua la boca solo con el sonido. So guys, when you hear that, follow that sound and you can get the camotes, sweet potatoes with cream. Absolutely delicious. It kind of startled me guys. You can tell I haven't really been in Mexico City for a while. When you're here in Mexico, you get used to that sound. Yeah, one of my favorite ice cream spots, Amorino. They also have really good espresso at a reasonable price. But it is so loud. You can hear that from like 3 or 4 blocks away. When I used to live down here, I would hear that when I was up in my apartment. I would get on the elevator or run down the stairs and try to go find the guy and get that sweet potato. Really good snack before bed. So yeah, I love this part of La Roma. I used to live just around the corner from here. I'll show you guys. Now my apartment was 7,500 pesos a month, but that was with 3 roommates. It was like a 4-bedroom apartment with 2 bathrooms, and that's the cost of living in La Roma, is that generally you have to have a roomie or 2 or 3 if you want to keep your rent expenses down. The reason I only wanted to pay $7,500 as we passed by the famous Madre Cafe, the reason I only wanted to pay $7,500 is to maintain a massive food and dining out budget. As you can see in La Roma, there's never-ending options for delicious dining out, cafes, etc. And so I was willing to make that sacrifice so I could keep the budget down. So guys, we're gonna go through Luis Cabrera in just a minute, one of my favorite little parks. But first, take you on a little detour and show you my old building. And just keep this nice evening stroll going through beautiful La Roma. I hope you guys are appreciating, enjoying the content. I'm certainly enjoying the walk and taking you all along with me. So guys, if you appreciate me putting in the steps, as always, just smash that like button for me. Subscribe if you haven't already, but it's truly my pleasure. This is what I would be doing anyway. Just a nice evening stroll, my favorite way to pass time in Mexico City. So all sorts of clothing boutiques over here. We're just about to get to one of my favorite, another one of my favorite ice cream spots, Fredo. I used to eat here way too much. Hola, hermano. Buenas noches. Buenas noches. I used to come here way too frequently because I lived right across the street, and I can see that they've expanded and gotten bigger and bigger. And I also noticed they have another location now. So business is booming. I think I did a video there well over a year ago, back when the channel had like 2,000 something subscribers. I also did a video at Yacumanca right here, which is a Peruvian seafood spot on the corner of Guanajuato, and they have some fantastic ceviche over there. Yeah, I fell in love with this neighborhood the moment I saw it, and I think we found this apartment on Facebook Marketplace. This is the old building right here, and it is pretty run down, but we used to live in the backside of this building right here, 143 Guanajuato. And the building itself, the apartment, was kind of in disrepair, but I loved walking down or taking the elevator. The elevator was sketchy, I'm not gonna lie, but I loved walking out the door and just being right here in La Roma, right in the heart of things. Being able to pop up to El Gato Volador, which I showed you guys in a previous video, one of my favorite taco stands, 15 peso tacos, and they're always open. There's never a doubt that they're gonna be there. Guys, I'm gonna head back to Parque Plaza Luis Cabrera and show you that, and then show you my favorite chicken soup spot. And then actually there is a legitimate brewery called Falling Piano, and I think I'll take you guys there as well, because they do have draft beer. I just had the one beer at Brew, and after walking around for another half an hour or so, I think I'll be ready for another one. So I'll show you guys Falling Piano. Dave, if you're watching this, my buddy up in Jalisco, shout out. We had beers and mezcals there well over a year ago when you were in Mexico City, and I remember it being pretty good, so I think it deserves to be in the video. Alright guys, Plaza Luis Cabrera. And unfortunately, since I've been here, the fountain has not been on over here either, so that's kind of a running theme in La Roma right now, is that the fountains aren't on. But this park, when everything is running, when the fountain's on, is absolutely gorgeous. I actually filmed a video here on the subject of gentrification in Mexico City, especially talking about La Roma. It was kind of a controversial video, but I felt like I had to do it. And so maybe I'll link that in the description below. That was August 2024, I think I did that one. But beautiful park, quiet, chill. Got Mr. Gorilla right here, my buddy. Hey buddy, ¿cómo has estado? Ánimo, ánimo, güey. So, but coming through to the other side of this plaza is like a whole different world. It's like going through a portal. You have a whole set of different restaurants, one of them very much a local spot, and most of the menu items are under 100 pesos, which is unheard of for La Roma Norte. So I'll show you that spot. I just ate there last night. It was fantastic. So you've got this Porco Rosso right here as a good option. I'm going to take a slight little detour because I want to show you that they have a Cancino over here as well, pizza spot. And also for the Cabrera location right here, the prices are actually pretty good. So I'm going to see if I can light up the menu here, give you guys an idea of the pizzas. You can get like a large pizza for 285 pesos on up to 320, but those pizzas are plenty big enough for two. I don't need this light anymore. So yeah, me and Anna used to go there and share a pizza, maybe have like a non-alcoholic drink or something, and get out of there for like $20 US, which for the quality of the food in this location is pretty solid. Got Cafe Toscano over there, just endless beautiful places. And if you think that boredom or something like that will be an issue, if you live in La Roma, you pretty much never run out of new places to try. I noticed a new food cart yesterday that popped up out of nowhere, and there was a long line, and it was an Asian food cart. A brilliant idea. They were doing ramens. So all these food carts of tacos and quesadillas and tortas, and these people had the brilliant idea to open up a ramen cart, and a brilliant idea it was, because that place was packed. Querencia. Beautiful shop there. This place is a vibe. Cochinita Mezcal Sazon. Hola, mi amor. Happy doggies. Creo que ya vamos. So guys, I'll put up right on Google Maps where we are. We're still on Orizaba, and we're almost to this spot, Gallinas, Caldos de Gallina. That's what I just call it Caldos de Gallina. I'm sure it has a name, I can't remember it. It's like some vaquero, cowboy spot, ranch food. So anytime I'm cold and I can't get warm, or I'm feeling a little stuffy or sick, I just come down here and get a caldo. And you're gonna need this. Food is medicine, guys, if you do it right. This spot is a great prime example of that right here. It's a Caldos de Gallina y Enchiladas Luis. Look for the blue right here. 2007. So, provecho. So yesterday I came over here and grabbed a caldo, and then I felt completely better. Like all my stuffiness was gone. Hola chicos, provecho. So you guys can see all the menu items right there are under 100 pesos. Perdón. Yeah, provecho. So the prices have gone up. They've got kind of stickers over the old prices, but still it's really affordable, guys. Talking about quesadillas for 35, 40 pesos. Caldos, like soups, chicken soup for 70 to 85 pesos. They even have like chicken liver soup if you're looking for something kind of medicinal. Fantastic options, guys. All right, I'm gonna press on to the next park. I'm gonna show you another plaza, and then I think I'll kind of walk around a little bit more, maybe even show you the Chedraui here, and we'll compare some prices to the Chedraui in Playa del Carmen if I have time. My battery actually on the camera is getting a little bit low. And then we're gonna hit Falling Piano for one more beer. Gotta get an artisanal beer on draft while I'm in Mexico City, just one. Guys, you can see we're still continuing on with this European style architecture. And also you can hear just how quiet and tranquil this part of La Roma is. We're on Chiapas and Orizaba now. Really chill spot. If I was going to live in Mexico City long term, I would probably pick this area or maybe Polanco. I will probably be in Polanco in the next video. But we're coming up on Jardín Ramón López Velarde. And that's a bigger park. There's like a fitness area there. I love the outdoor gyms. And so I'll show you guys that park as well. I've had a lot of people ask me and even tell me in the comments, hey, Mexico City's not very safe to walk around in at night. Well, it really just depends on the neighborhood. I mean, if you're in Tepito, yeah, good luck. If you're in La Roma, La Condesa, La Reforma, for the most part, I would say it's pretty darn safe. Potentially even safer than, you know, my home city of Portland, or say places like San Diego, Phoenix, Arizona, for that matter. It all just depends on the neighborhood. Each neighborhood in Mexico City is its own little microverse, its own little world. And it's crazy because it can change very quickly. Like where I was over at Salon Kohiba, if you go, you know, 7, 8, 9 blocks from there in the wrong direction, yeah, you can end up in some, I think, Buenos Aires neighborhood, and it's rough around the edges, trash in the streets, rats running around, but it just really depends on the neighborhood, guys. But I haven't been to this area, this park, for over a year, and so I don't know how it is now, you know. That's why I'm coming over here. Whoosh. Oh. Getting choked out. Oh, yeah, not gonna lie, guys. Big change in air quality from Playa del Carmen. Let's go hit this plaza, guys. I'm gonna show you this little fitness area, place to work out for free if you're coming to Mexico City. Ooh, man, might need a nebulizer after that. So I'll put an overlay up on the screen right there. The red dot will be, the red dot is where we started this portion of the video, the La Roma POV tour. And the blue dot is where we are currently, heading into the park. So I'll show you the scene over here as far as the fitness, basketball courts. It's actually a pretty nice facility. I think it has everything you need to get completely jacked. I used to actually come work out over here when I lived over there on Guanajuato, and really enjoyed having access to this fitness area right here. So you got basketball. You got parallel bars right here for dips and any other parallel bar things, pull-up stuff. Pretty good little game going on here. Kids getting buckets. And you can see here just a massive, basically jungle gym for adults or kids. You can see, guys, this guy's just climbing right up. All sorts of ways to get yoked here. Do your crunches right here on this. Fantastic spot to work out. You can do your hangs over there, pull-ups. Yeah, so now you know, guys. And this park itself too is like kind of a labyrinth. It's actually pretty big, and it's a good place to just kind of come for a little stroll. It almost feels like something out of Wizard of Oz, like follow the yellow brick road, but it's not quite yellow brick road. But it kind of has that look to it. Benches everywhere if you want to come sit with your sweetheart and eat some ice cream. And just the pines. You have a lot of pine trees here, evergreens, and then this nice mix of more kind of tropical trees. So it's a pretty unique park, actually. Oh, I wish I would have brought some shorts. I'd come play some basketball, actually. I could get up some jumpers. Lefty in the house, shooter! Bad news, guys. My plans have been foiled. Falling Piano is actually closed. So I think I'll be able to find a plan B. I know that not too far from here, there's another brewery. I'm just trying to remember the name. But darn it, man, this place is so cool. Falling Piano, it's got this upstairs, really cool vibe. Maybe if I'm here till Thursday, today's Monday, if I'm here till Thursday, I might be able to come back over here. It's not all that far and totally worth showing, so kind of a bummer. But anyway, guys, I'll put it up on Google Maps anyway. Falling Piano Brewing Company, good spot for mezcal and craft beer on draft. Now you know. Let's see if we can find a backup spot for the bonus material. Let's do this. All right, my friends, so as we do so frequently, we have called an audible. We're up on Tonalá and Querétaro. We're gonna go to La Roma Brewing for the first time and see how this is. That will be the nightcap and the bonus material for this video, because I am getting sleepy. It's been about a 27,000 step day so far, just walking all over. Really enjoyed seeing the sights today and walking around. I hope you guys have enjoyed coming along with me on the POV tour of La Roma. Beautiful place. And why not finish it off with a craft brew from the barrel if we can get that. Wow, guys, I am striking out on the breweries. It is a holiday tomorrow, I guess, so I think that's why some of these places, it says they're open on Google Maps, but they're actually closed, and I think that's due to the holiday tomorrow. So disappointing there, but I'm gonna walk toward La Reforma, toward my place, see if I can find something just with my own eyes instead of Google Maps. See if we find something that's actually open, that has some craft brews. If not, maybe I'll nightcap it with a taco or two at Orinoco. Fantastic late night taco spot. And as I get a little bit older, late night gets earlier and earlier. All right, guys, deep in the bonus material now. I wanted to give this place a shout out. I've eaten here long ago, Bao Bao. Really good. I'll put up on Google Maps. But this place has gotten more and more popular. And it's Taiwanese food, guys. Like, I come to Mexico City to eat Asian food specifically. I would take a 24-hour bus ride here to eat Asian food, and Indian food for that matter. But Bao Bao, Taiwanese eatery, you got the schedule or the hours right there. They're closed on Tuesdays. There's the Instagram at baobao_mx. So check them out. Absolutely fantastic spot for some quick eats, for some kind of Asian bao. You got to get that Taiwanese bao. And the prices, if I remember right, were pretty reasonable for the quality of the food and the ambiance, so check that spot out. I'm still making my way back toward La Reforma, and yeah, it seems like for sure a lot of stuff is closed that's typically open, so not a ton of luck, but Bao Bao's open. Maybe I'll go in there, I don't know. All right, guys, back up here on Obregon. Here's La Roma Records, really cool record shop right here. So guys, if you're music fanatics, record fanatics, there's no shortage of record spots in La Roma. I am gonna make one last effort as I walk by El Gato Volador. I'm gonna make one last effort. I'm gonna try to go up to Fuente Cibeles and see if that brewery up there is open. If not, I'll come right back down here to my favorite spot, grab some tacos at El Gato Volador right there. What a journey, guys, coming up on 30,000 steps, and I'm not home yet, so oof. Let's go this way. Alright, my friends, I have made it back to Fuente Cibeles right here. Beautiful area, one of my favorite parts of La Roma. And I am here now at La Cerveceria de Barrio. I've never actually tried this place, so I don't know if they actually have any draft beers, cerveza de barril. Pero vamos a ver. Vamos a averiguar. I'm getting tired, guys. This has to be the last stop. I've been walking all over Creation. I guess I see another cerveceria over there with my eagle eye. So maybe this will be the second to the last stop. Then I have to go home and edit this video for you guys. Okay, well, the only thing they have on draft there is Modelo, which is not a bad option, but I just wasn't really feeling the vibe. I like a more kind of intimate, smaller craft brewery vibe. That's what I'm looking for. And if I can't find that, screw you guys, I'm going home. All right, guys, we did it. I'm hanging out with this little guy, El Muñeco, right here. And we found one draft beer, Jabali, Hellsbach, 95 pesos. Let's try this beer. Apparently it's 8.1%. All right, she's really sweet, but I don't think she understood me. I wanted a draft beer, but hey, we got this little stubby bottle. Why not try it? Jabali, cheers, guys. That's the nightcap. Oh yeah, that smells dangerous. So yeah, guys, 95 pesos for this guy right here, and you've got the view of the fountain, Cibeles, right there. All right, this camote guy gets around. He's everywhere. It's the same guy who was deep in La Roma earlier, slinging some sweet potato. Guys, deep in the bonus material, and we found the best deal of the day, without a doubt, right here. When's the last time you saw a 40 peso shot in Mexico, let alone La Roma? Well, right here, Cazadores Blanco, one of my favorite tequilas, 40 pesos for the win, baby. Aquí estoy con Rachel. She brought me the shot. Gracias. Boom. ¿Quieres decir hola a alguien?
Hola.
Un shout out. Gracias. So, no lo puedo creer. 40 pesos traguito de Cazadores. Wow. Pensé que ya no existe, pero ahora sí. Gracias, corazón. So guys, another outstanding thing here is that the cubetas, the buckets of beers, have 10 beers for 320 pesos. That works out to be 32 pesos a beer here in La Roma. That's insane, guys. That's why you watch the bonus material all the way till the end. Now you know, 32 peso beers, 99 peso caguamas, 40 peso shots of Cazadores. I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks again for stopping in. Rope Monster, out. Gracias, chicos. Nos vemos. Ciao. All right, great experience there. Cotorritos. I noticed it only gets like 3.5 stars on Google, but you know, I think it really actually deserves more than that. Pretty sweet spot. All right, guys, I'm hopping in an in-drive and heading back to my place to edit. See you guys in the next one. Thanks again. Peace.